Do you know what I'm not going to do anymore? I'm going to stop proving myself to worthless people, to people who don't even find me worthy enough. I'm tired. I'm genuinely exhausted of having to prove myself to people who clearly show me they do not care, that they do not believe me, and my word should be enough. I shouldn't need to prove my worth to anyone. Anyone who doesn't know it, or realize it, or see it, is simply not worth it. Simply doesn't know me. Simply is not worthy enough of deserving my worth. Because I give so much. And I'll say it. I do so much for people, especially to those who I love and to those who I care about. And if I'm receiving constant contradiction and constant disbelief from others, as if I've shown them a different side of me, or as if I've shown them a way to disbelieve me, I'm not going to prove myself anymore. Not myself, not my worth, not my belief, not what I've seen, not what I've done. I'm just going to stop. People simply do not deserve it. And people aren't worth it. It's not worth having to waste all your energy just for a person to believe you, just for one person to believe you. Imagine that. Imagine putting all the energy and making someone believe your worth when you already know it. If you know your worth, that's enough. That's enough. Who cares? People will believe what they want to. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility to make those around you believe you all the time. It's not your responsibility to carry those feelings of hurt and lack of confidence. That's not on you. That's on them. If they don't believe you after you've physically shown them and said to them, who are they? Genuinely, who are they? You should seriously reconsider if you should even call these people your friends. Because if you're even having to stoop to that level of proving yourself time and time again, these people aren't your friends. These people are not your friends. You won't need to prove yourself to your friends because they know it. They won't need physical representation of that, and they won't even need you to say it or form it into words because they know you. People that constantly force you to prove yourself are not your friends, nor are they people that you should hang around with. And force. Why force? Nobody should force you to do anything. If people don't believe your word, and if you've not given them any other reason to not believe you, they have no right. They have no right to disbelieve you, especially if you're one who is honest, especially if you're one who is truthful and you share everything to them. You give them every single detail just for them to believe a single fact about you, just for them to believe that situation that happened, just for them to see that you're on the good side, just for them to believe that you haven't done anything wrong. or that that person was spreading lies about you, and now you have to prove yourself to your friend, a friend that you've known for many years, who is so naive and easy to believe a stranger's word over yours. Are these people your friends? Do you want friends like this to just betray you over a person's words? Over a stranger's meaningless words? You're worth more, by the way. You're worth way more than that. You are literally stooping to a level that is quite literally beneath yours. Just for that person to stick around. Just for that person to believe you. They should believe you regardless. If you've genuinely done nothing wrong and not given them a reason, and they have no reason, and they're constantly contradicting you and questioning your every move, and making it out that they know more than you about things that are private to you and your own experiences, and they're coming here acting like that they know what happened, or that they know a situation more than you, when you're the one that's quite literally experienced it. And they act all superior, and they act like a know-it-all and know everything. These people, you know what? These people aren't even worth your presence. They should be thankful that they have someone like you in their life. But they're acting completely the opposite. They're acting bitter, irrational, constantly not trusting you, constantly making life hard for you, making being around them a difficult task, a burden, in fact. Do you seriously want to be around a person who you are burdened by? And imagine being that burden for someone. Imagine causing that pain. Imagine being such a hard presence to be around. Wouldn't you want people to think good thoughts of you? Wouldn't you want people to talk nice things about you? Wouldn't you want your presence to be comforting and positive and uplifting, instead of degrading and negative and harsh and bitter and constantly expressing negative energy to others? Do you want to be that bubble of negativity? Do you want to be that cloud that covers people and puts them in a gloomy mood? Or do you want to be the sun who lightens the room, who spreads joy and happiness? Choose, which one do you want to be? And do you want to be around a sun, or do you want to be around a rainy cloud? You choose. What do you prefer? How do you want to feel around people? How do you want people to be around you? This is extremely important, because I've noticed, even within myself, that I fall into these traps. And as you may know from my previous episodes, I've discussed my relationship with being a past people pleaser, and people that constantly seek the validation or seek the approval of others constantly having to prove themselves time and time again to those around them and not receiving that belief back or recognition that you deserve. These are most likely people that have been past people pleasers. So I myself have fallen into that trap before, many times. Many times. You know, I've fallen into this trap recently where I would constantly prove myself. But, you know, I fell into that people pleaser tendency. Even if I'm not a people pleaser anymore, it's hard to recover from that. It's hard to fully escape from that. You know, people that are, or that have been people pleasers, you know, it creeps up on you sometimes, even when you don't expect it, even when you don't want it, even when you don't even think about it. And then you regret it later on. You're like, you know what, why, you know, this is not me. Why am I proving myself to people that aren't worthy of my proof, aren't worthy of my words, aren't worthy of the evidence that I give them, that simply don't believe it regardless, because people can be stubborn, people can be close-minded, people just shut their eyes and clog their ears. That's how some people are. You know, don't ignore that. It's not always your fault. And it's annoying because people that always fall into this trap always feel like that they are part of the problem. No, you're not. You're not, I promise you. Don't think for a second that you always have to be part of the problem or that you are always half of the blame. Some people are genuinely stupid. Some people are lacking brain cells. Or some people just act stupid, which is even worse. You know, being stupid is bad enough, but acting stupid, that's way more pathetic. That's way more pitiful if you think about it. I pity those who act stupid because it's not even like you have control over it. It's not even like you have control over being stupid or not having a sense of awareness. But if you act stupid, imagine acting like you're stupid. Imagine acting like you don't know when you do know. There's nothing worse than acting stupid. Genuinely, that's so embarrassing. I feel so bad for these people. I actually pity them. And it's embarrassing. And it's way more hard to deal with a person or confront them if they're acting stupid. You know what I mean? Like with people that are stupid and that are genuinely thick, it's easier because you're like, okay, these people genuinely do not know what's going on. Genuinely do not even have the awareness. They probably don't even know they're on Earth right now. You know what I mean? But people that act stupid, it's harder. It's harder because they play with your mind and they act all innocent and they act like the victim. That's their favourite game. Victimization. Oh, that's their favourite game. Playing the good guy, playing the victim, and putting you as the blame, making you guilty of something that you didn't do. Oh, that's their favourite game. They're twisted. But you see, they know what they're doing. They're manipulative too. So they act like they don't know what's going on. They act like, that you're not a good person. They act like what you're showing them is not true. They act like the evidence that you've given them is not backed up. They genuinely pretend that they don't know what's going on. It's a game for them. It's an act. It's a play. That's how these people are. And you should realize, if you're constantly proving yourself to someone who does not believe you, don't prove yourself ever again. Don't even think about it. If someone genuinely doesn't believe you, just be like, okay, don't believe me, fine. I believe myself. I know the truth. That's what matters. There's nothing more satisfactory than knowing your own truth and having your own truth, because you can be comfortable with that. You can be comfortable. You can live. You can sleep at night. Unlike people who lie to themselves day in and day out, those people do not like their presence. So they have to lie to themselves to make them believe that they are this type of person, which they are not, because they're lacking. It's all lack. These people are lacking in honesty, confidence. They're insecure. They seek validation. They're not truthful. So they have to play a part. They have to play this sort of act to make themselves feel better, because they don't like their version of themselves. So they create this new version that isn't even them, right? It's like their evil twin. It's not even them, because they do not like their version. They do not like themselves. Imagine being a person that lies to people, but also lies to yourself. I do not care if people lie to me anymore, but lying to yourself. At this point, if people lie to me, I ask them, you know what, I don't even care if you lie to me. Obviously I do, but what's more important is that you're lying to yourself, which is even more worse, because I'm not at a loss. If you lie to me, I'm not at a loss. It was a loss to begin with. And it wasn't my loss, it was yours. If you're a person that lies to me, I'm not losing anything. Don't even worry about me. Don't even worry, I'll be gone with you before you can even put another trick up your sleeve. Don't even worry. Don't even have the energy to worry about me. Genuinely. Put that energy into yourself. You're lying to yourself. Forget about me. Forget about other people. You're lying to yourself. What is more hurtful than that? The person that you live with, the person that sleeps next to you, the person that contains all your thoughts and determines your every move, is lying, is not a truthful person, not to others, but more importantly, not to yourself. Imagine. How revolting is that? How disgusting is that? If you're a person that only cares about yourself, you're proving yourself otherwise. Because if you cared about yourself, you wouldn't be lying. You wouldn't be dishonest. So, people that think that, other people that they are lying to, that they are choosing to lie to, are at a loss, they should think again. No, they're going to live. They will carry on without you. Because those honest people don't even have the time or energy for dishonesty. That's the least thing that they want. That's their biggest pet peeve. Biggest red flag is dishonesty. Because people who have such a high level of something and such a high good trait, such as honesty, they would want to look for honesty in others. The same thing as people who are kind, look for that kindness in other people. Same as people who are inspirational, they look for inspiration in others, so they can become more inspirational. People that are creative, look for people for creativity. Look for new ideas. That's what we as humans constantly do. If we are, very intelligent, very smart, very kind, we look for those qualities in those people because we have them in ourselves. However, people that have a lack mindset, have a lack of kindness, lack of confidence, they look for the lack in other people so they can feel better about themselves. It's not even about becoming a better person. It's about finding, something that you can relate to, finding something that you can look down on from that person, something that you can insult, something that you could degrade, something that you could gossip about. Because you have such a lack in it, you always try to find the lack in people, which is not a good mindset. Anything that is lack is bad, by the way. Lack of mindset, lack of confidence, constant fear. People that don't strive for big things, don't think that they're worthy of big things, don't think that big things will happen to them, only think small. The universe is this big. You ever see those videos where they show you the whole universe and the solar system, all the planets and everything? We're literally this small. We're literally, compared to the universe, compared to everything, we're literally so small. And what we're striving for is that small. What we're wishing for is that small. What we're asking for is that small. Think big. Think big. Why don't you think that you're worthy of getting something so nice? There's nothing that is out of your limit. You are the limit. So there's nothing out of your limit. You can create the limit. There shouldn't even be a limit to what you want and what you strive for. Obviously, you have to be reasonable and logical, but don't think that these things cannot happen to you. If they can happen to another person, what makes you think that you cannot do that? Are you not a person? Are you not a human? Do you not have a heart? Do you not have lungs? What are they? What are they compared to you? Because if you are constantly wasting that energy, pouring that energy, giving it out to those who don't even believe you, who don't even think you're worthy or capable enough to do this or to achieve this, or don't even believe you in the end, or doubt you, or don't uplift you, or don't think that you can do it, in the end, there's no energy to put into yourself. There's no energy for yourself at the end of the day. You'll find that you have no energy for yourself. You have no energy to even prove to yourself because you've wasted that energy on other people. You've given that energy on other people. So in the end, you're just sitting here, not doing anything, not thinking that you can do it, because people have twisted your brain, because you've allowed these negative energies into your life. You've allowed these people to dictate what you do and your potential. You've allowed them to make you think that you are not capable of achieving this, or you're not worthy or deserving of this certain thing. And they degrade you, and they don't think that you can do it. So at first hand, at first sight, when you see or hear people doubting you, doubting your potential, or degrading you and not supporting you and not uplifting you, or giving you that encouragement, run. You don't need those people in your life. Surround yourself with people who do uplift you, who give you that confidence, who give you that energy. Because at the end of the day, anyone can achieve anything. That celebrity that you look up to, they didn't get that by doing nothing. They worked hard. You know, some of the most successful people, some of the most wealthiest people on earth, they lived with nothing. At one point in their life, they had nothing. No family, no money, no freedom, no work, nothing. So, if you are even capable of listening to this, if you can get out of bed every single day, if you can walk every single day, if you have a brain, if you have ideas that you want to start them. Don't let anyone get in your way. Don't let anyone dictate what you can or can't do. Who are they at the end of the day? They're just a person. And the same thing goes to those people that have achieved it in life and that have created success. They're just people at the end of the day. You are the same as them. You can achieve what they've achieved and more. Why do you think that you cannot achieve it? Who cares what people say? What, just because a family member has told you that, oh, you need to be realistic, you can't achieve this, you can't do this, you need to live this way, this is how it's meant to be. No. You can change your destiny. You can change the way you live. You can change. You can dictate what happens in your life. You can dictate those who you surround yourself with. You can dictate the chapter, and you can dictate the next chapter. You can create your own destiny. You can create a new life for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's getting out of bed. Nobody else is getting out of bed for you. Nobody else is dragging you to get out of bed. It's you that gets up at the end of the day, regardless of how much you've been through. It's you, and it's always been you all along. So don't even let these people, these nobodies, these absolute losers and worthless people try to dictate you or bring you down to their level. No, people don't need to drag you down just so they can feel better about themselves. People don't need to make you feel bad for being at a higher level or actually doing something in life. What, you want me to go down for you? No, you rise up to my level. That's how it's going to be. If I'm capable of change, if I'm capable of doing this, and if I've achieved this, what makes you think that you cannot achieve it also? Because I've never been a jealous type also. I've never looked at someone and said, how can they have this? Or they don't deserve having this sort of success, or whatever it is that they have. I look at them in admiration. I look at them as some sort of motivation to say, good for them. If they can have it, I can have it also. You need to change your lens. You need to change your perspective on the things that you view and the people that you view. right? Don't look at these people in envy. Look at them for a source of motivation. Look at them for inspiration. I will never be a type of person to look at a person and say, how can they have this and I don't? I only look at it as good for them. I'm happy for them. That's the thing with me. I'm always happy for people, especially my friends. I'm always happy for them. You know, I always love it when they get good things in their life. In fact, I give way more enthusiasm than they, you know, give out because of how happy I am, right? Because to those who I love it when good things happen to them, right? I love it. I'm like, good for you, like, congrats and everything. And that's how you should be around people. Look at them for inspiration. Look at them as encouragement and motivation to say, you know what? I can do this as well. They're human. I'm human. They, at one point, they didn't think that they could do it, but they did. After all the hard work that they were telling me about, they achieved it. So regardless if I'm struggling, I can achieve it also. No, this is not the end of this episode. This is just the end of part 1, as I sectioned this episode into 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. And if you are looking for solutions and additional information, as well as my additional perspective of the specific topic and questions in which I answered from people, check out part 2. And like this video if you liked part 1, as part 2 will be uploaded soonly after part 1.